Hi, and welcome to Kudurru Stone. This is part 2 of the video giving you a brief overview of the Kudurru Stone application. Part 1 left off with we were talking about the project management area. Again, this is where you modify project management data. We also have an audit log. Right now it's on a roadmap to be developed at some point in the future. What that allows you to do is to see when a project was edited at any point, when it was edited, who was it edited by. Jumping back down to project management, if you had this project associated with a quote, you could click this button and it would open up a quote so that you could view the quote information specifically. Coming down to the tabs, again, this is just a brief overview. I'm trying to keep it short and quick so that you can just jump in and find out what the application is all about. These are project notes. This is a lot like the client notes. You can just add in. It gives you the author, the date of the note, and the note itself. You can do project files where you can view them, download them, delete them, or create new. These are project tasks. This is where if you have multiple tasks on a project, you can have all of them here. Right now, all of these tasks are now open. We have 2 that are on hold. We have no tasks that are completed and nothing that's been billed. If I was in here and I completed drafting today, I could go ahead and just click on that, move that over to completed, drop it in. It's now been completed. It shows as completed. If we look at the green button, all these little icons, the first one is, well, actually the first one is delete the task if you want to delete it. The second one is time. If it's green, that means there's time associated with it. Not green, no time associated with it. You can click on that and it'll open up the details of how much time has been added to that particular task and allows you to add in additional time. We have assignments. You can assign a task to specific people and multiple people so that they know. You can select the user, their priority, any notes. This one's been assigned to somebody because it's green. This has not been assigned to anybody because it's not green. Task notes. We had notes on a project up here, but you can actually add notes to the particular task right here. If I click on that, I can add in additional notes. And then if I want to edit the task in its entirety, I can click on the Edit Task button, and that will then open up all the details about the task. So if I change that to build, I click on save, and I come back down here to the tasks, you'll notice that that now has moved to the build column. If I made a mistake, I can just drag that back over to the on hold, and then when I open that up, you'll notice it's back on hold again. Everything is interrelated. If you look over here, you'll see that the date due, if there is a date due, it'll show up in red if it's overdue. If it's not overdue, it'll just show up in green right beside your date due. If you notice, when we clicked on this little task assignments button, you notice demo user 1 was assigned to this task. That name also shows up here, so very quickly you can see who's assigned to this particular task. If you need to add new tasks, you just select it from the drop down over here and you click on Add Task. It would automatically add it to the open column. If you want to add a group of tasks, you can click on the property survey, add group, and it would add in multiple tasks with one click to the open column. And then you can drag them around, assign them, give them notes as needed. The project time and equipment. Depending on whether you bill by equipment or employee, you'll notice that all of the titles, the billable rates, how many hours, and then for equipment, you'll notice the equipment, the billable rate of that, how many units, whether that be hours or just by day, however you bill. And then moving on to section, township, and range. If you're in a state that has section, township, and range, you can manage that via here. You can add in new section, township, range for the projects. So that's a very, very brief, quick overview of project management. You can click on New to add in new projects if you need to. The next section over here in the navigation is employee time. This is where an employee would come in to log their time. You can search for past time entered in by every employee within the database, your start date, end date, project, and then a task. If you really need to narrow down and find out how much time was billed to a specific project or how much time was billed to a specific task even. It's all there. You can click on these edit and it'll bring up an edit form where you can edit the employee time as needed. Your employee title, what were you on that? Were you a party chief, an admin, so on and so forth. If you needed to upload files and photos, so let's go back to the time list for a second. And if we create new, and we're in here and we've selected the project, the task, date, hours worked would be 5, and we were a crew chief, say, and then I'm going to add equipment and expense. When I click on that, it brings up that edit form. So now we can add in additional notes. We can add in some files and photos. So if I'm a field guy, I have my phone out and I added my time in, and I also want to take some pictures of the site for the guys back in the office. I can go ahead and click on new. I can click the pictures with my camera phone, and then they get uploaded automatically associated with this employee time entry, and so that people reviewing this can look at the photos that were collected during the field work. You can add new equipment and also expenses to this as well. Weekly view is just another view of your timesheet right over here. You see it by the week so that an employee could very quickly see how many hours they have total for the week, how many for each day, and so on and so forth, how many for each project and task. Moving on to scheduling.